Write the equation of polynomial of the form y equals ax plus b, which will be a linear, a line. But the next question we're going to do is quadratic, so it's a curve that passes through these 2 points. So what can we do? To write an equation, you have to have a and b. But here they gave you what? A pair of x and y and x and y. So just go ahead and plug in x and y and rewrite the equations. So the first one, when you plug it in, -2 for x, -4 for y, you get -4 equals to a times x -2, which is -2a plus b. Okay? What if you plug it in 8 and 1? So 1 is your y, 1 equals to a times x, which is 8, 8a plus b. And what are we doing again? We have to find a and b and plugging it back to y equals ax plus b. So can we find a and b? Yes? Yeah, but we're going to use this method by solving the system of equation because we're going to do the quadratic equation after. That's fine. You can do, for this, you can do rise over run, and then you have to put one of the equation back to find b, right? But today I'm going to show you how to use the system of equation. So we already know how to do 2 by 2 systems, right? So what do you do here? Subtract to get rid of the b's. b minus b is gone. So -4 minus 1 is -5, which equals to -10a. So when you divide by -10 on both sides, a is 1/2. Now what do you do to find b? Plug it in to one of the equation. Which one do you want to plug it into? This one? Doesn't really matter, right? But let's plug into this. So -4 equals to -2 times a, which is half, plus b. So -4 equals to -1 plus b. 2's are canceled out. So now you add 1. So -3 equals to b. So are we done? So should we just write it in order pair, a comma b? Or what was the question here? Write the equation of the polynomial. So how do you write it? It's y equals to, just plug a and b back into the equation. So a here is a slope, x, and b here is the y-intercept. So this is your equation. Now, what if you have quadratic equation, trinomial? Write the equation of polynomial of the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And they gave you x and y again. But how many pairs of x and y? 3. So we can write 3 by 3 system of equations. So y equals to, again, -1. Let's start from this one. Y, -1 equals to, what's -1 squared? Times a. Or let me just write it out first. Plus b times x, -1 times b plus c. So which is -1 equals to, what's -1 squared? 1. So just a minus b plus c, right? -1 times b is -b. So I got one equation. Now let's plug it in 1 and 5. So 5 equals to 1 squared times a is a, right? Plus b times 1 is b, and plus c. This is actually easier than what we've been doing because c will be always just by itself, right? What about the last one? Y is -5 equals to 3 squared. X squared a is 9a plus 3 times b, 3b plus c again. And you can solve the system of equation by hand, or we can use a calculator. How do we use a calculator? Let's rewrite this in a matrix form. So it is 1, negative 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 9, 3, 1. 9, 3, 1 times what? A, B, C. Right? And what is that equal to? It equals to these, right? Negative 1, 5, negative 5. So what are we trying to do here? We are trying to solve for A, B, C. That means we need to get rid of this matrix. How do you make this either 1 or make it invisible? Yeah, you have to multiply its inverse on both sides. So what do you have to show? So now you write A, B, C equals to this inverse. 1, negative 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 9, 3, 1. Inverse of that matrix times negative 1, 5, negative 5. Remember this? So let's go ahead and find what the inverse of this matrix is. What do? Put the original equation first. Second matrix. Go to second matrix, add it. First one, I'll do 3 by 3. And it's 1, negative 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 9, 3, 1. That's your first matrix. What's the second matrix? 3 by 1, right? Go to second matrix. Oh. Second matrix, edit letter B, 3 by 1, and it is negative 1, 5, and negative 5. Oh, where am I now? Negative 1, 5, and negative 5. So what do we need first? We need the inverse, right? So go ahead and quit it. And you put matrix A and raise it to negative 1. Inverse. That's a notation for inverse. So this is, again, this is what I need to see. Let's go ahead and change it to fraction. How do you change this to fraction? Hit math to fractions. Enter, enter. So it's 1/8, negative 1/4. Was that 0? 1/8. Negative 1/2. 1/2, 0. 3/8, 3/4. 3/8, 3/4, negative 1/8. You see how good memory I have? Times what? Times negative 1, 5, negative 5. So now you multiply the inverse. Let me just rewrite the whole thing. A inverse times what? B. And you get negative 2, 3, 4. It equals to negative 2, 3, 4. So are we done? No. What was the question? Write the equation. So it is what? Y equals to, what was A? Negative 2 or 2? Negative 2x squared. What was B?
3.
Positive 3x. What was C? Positive 4? Negative 2, 3, 4. Was that?
Yeah.
Yes. So that is your equation.